Ah, at last, spring has arrived. It would be a lovely day to sit outside with a cup of iced passion flower tea. I think I will do just that. Ah, much better. Now there's not much left to do but relax and read through the weekly arcane inquiries. What's this? A mail carrier lizard? Oh, hey guys. How are all of you on this fine Friday? I am doing splendid. As you may know, I'm Natural Wizard, and for those of you that don't know, my upload schedule is Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. But for today's video, we will be doing another edition of r/ProRevenge. And there's a little something special for you guys towards the end. Yes, you did read the title correctly. It is a viewer submission. I'll explain more when we get there, but for now, let's just dive right into the subreddit. Okay, this first one is titled, "Want to fire me? Sure, please go ahead." This all happened about 4 years ago, where for my first job ever, I worked as a consultant in an international firm, mainly responsible for developing IT solutions for our clients. I was all happy and bubbly, and I truly loved the challenging nature of the job. That is until my second year. The cast of the story are non-real names: Andrew, Poophead, John, Bad A Director, Arthur, Awesome Manager, he'll be more relevant towards the end of the story, and me, yours truly. On to the story. The end of my first year was phenomenal. I learned a lot under Arthur. I outperformed myself and even got promoted after just my first year in the firm. Cue the beginning of my second year. Since I got promoted, I got appointed a new senior manager, a rank above Arthur, Mr. Andrew. At first, Andrew seemed like a nice person, was really friendly, chatty, and I genuinely looked forward to working with him. For our first project together, I have come to learn a couple things about Andrew. The first thing is that he is one lazy mother fart sniffer. He would always come late and consistently weasel his way out of work by delegating it on to me. I didn't mind in the beginning, but as time goes by, he would go on for weeks doing nothing, chatting with his wife or mistress, while I'm producing the entire work on my own. And worst of all, he would take all the credit for my work in front of the client. He always presented our work as his alone somehow. The second thing I discovered about Andrew is that he was very unethical, and I am pretty sure that he would sell his own mother if it meant making more money. I really thought with time things would get better, but alas, it only got worse. He would blatantly bully me and abuse his seniority in the company. He would call me names in front of the team. Even when messaging me, he would always address me with Lazy Anon or Mr. Unprofessional. My energy and enthusiasm hit an all-time low. I started going through depression, but I kept doing my best, believing it will be history at some point. Then one day, our director Joe, Big Boss, decided to come visit us while we were working one late night. After updating him about the project status, it was around 10 p.m., Joe decided to go home. So I took the opportunity to ask Andrew if I could go home as well. I barely slept 4 hours the night before, thanks to him not finalizing his own work. Nothing could have prepared me for what came out of his mouth next. Keep in mind this is still happening in front of the director. "Lazy Anon, you sure aren't fit to be a consultant. All you think about is going home. Maybe you should find another job that is more suitable to your lazy self." I was speechless, shocked, but more than anything angry. So I replied, as calmly as possible, "Maybe, but I do also know that a good manager would know how to manage better his team's time. After all, not once did I ever leave on time." What followed the longest and most awkward silent 5 seconds in my life, and all I could remember is Andrew's face that turned bright red. I could swear I could see smoke coming out of his ears. Joe, breaking the silence, "You are right, Anon. Call it a night, Andrew. Make sure you manage his time better." "Sure. Go home, Anon." Since then, I actually get to leave on time most days, and Andrew became friendlier with me, to which I was ecstatic. I should have known better. A few weeks later, Arthur messaged me, telling me about how Andrew is spreading very bad rumors about me, how bad my work ethic is, how rude and lazy I am, and on top of it all, he sent an email to higher management stating that I own a business of my own beside my actual job, which would get me instantly fired. In our contract, we can't have any other jobs or businesses while working in the firm. Needless to say, I was devastated, but more angry than ever before. I decided if I'm going down, I'm taking him down with me. I went ahead and took a screenshot of every single bad email or message that he sent me. There was a lot. And I requested from our client to provide me with feedback about my work, to prove that I am not the person Andrew is portraying me to be. I went to Joe's office, with Arthur backing me up, and showed him all the messages, emails, client feedback, and even a screenshot of the picture he sent me while he was drinking in the middle of a working day, saying, "I hope you're having fun at work, Lazy Anon." As you can expect, I was emotional and told Joe, even if it meant that it was my last day in the company, I want justice for all the pain that I went through. Joe was really understanding and told me, this is not acceptable in any way, and said, don't worry, Anon, I will take care of it. I want to be there. What do you mean? I want to be there when you take care of it. I was pissed. No promises, Anon, I'll try. Next thing I know, Joe sets up a meeting with Andrew and 3 other directors by conference call to discuss the allegations about me owning a side business. Now what Andrew doesn't know is that Joe dialed me in as well, so I heard everything myself, and it pretty much went down like this. Anon is unprofessional, and he illegally owns this company. This is not allowed, and he should be fired. Plus a 5-minute rant of how terrible a person I am. Okay, do you have proof? I heard him talk about it many times. We should investigate. So you don't? No. Well, I do. And then he proceeds to open a 3-slide presentation. He showed it to me later, where he listed out in each all the screenshots I took and his drinking picture. And the best part is that each slide has a 1-word title that spelled, "You are fired." Andrew was speechless. Anything you have to say for yourself? But what? Joe cuts him off right away and says, actually wait a sec. He proceeds to address me through the call. Anon, congratulations. We are promoting you. As for you, Andrew, you are fired. Please leave immediately. Getting fired in this country means you are getting screwed sideways. Basically, you can't stay here unless you have a working or tourist visa. And since he got fired, well, he got to move back with his family right away. Currently, I'm still working under Joe, with Arthur back as my manager. He got promoted to a senior manager, and with Andrew banished, I couldn't be happier. Man, this senior manager guy sounds like a complete crap hole. And being in Anon's position, I don't think I could do that. But hey, at least the guy got what was coming to him. And OP got a promotion, so cheers to him for sticking through it. Now if I were in that situation, I would have no choice but to cast the prolonged slumber spell, where he would fall asleep for 3 days, and that no call no show would definitely get him fired. Problem solved. Anyway, let's go ahead and move on to the next post. It is called, You Won't Pay Me? Okay, I'll double my work. Okay, some backstory. I was 13 and I lived in a really fancy neighborhood, and every year we had the best lawn competition. The prize for the winner is $500 check. Some of my neighbors are really nice, but some are rich snobs. This is also sort of an entitled person story, so I'll be using abbreviations like EP. So I was managing my parents' flower garden, and I worked really hard for about 2 hours, and when I finished it looked really good. Entitled person was walking her dog and spotted me admiring my work. EP is generally an a-hole to everyone, so I wanted to avoid conversation, but she called out to me and the conversation went as followed. Wow, did you do all this work? Yeah, I was out working for the lawn competition. You did a great job. Do you think you can do my lawn? If you pay me by the hour, I'll be happy to work. Why do I have to pay? Because I would be helping you compete against me. I want some profit out of it. Okay, fine. $10 an hour. So the next day I do her very weedy lawn and think I did a pretty good job. I pick up every single one of her weeds, I cut the grass, and I even buy some flowers for the patches of dirt where large weeds used to be. After 4 hours of work, I knock on EP's door to let her see the work, thinking she would be impressed. I was very wrong. Ew, what is this? I was confused, but I wanted to see if I missed anything. What? The grass is the wrong color. The grass is green. What color is it supposed to be? Orangish. I want my lawn to have fall colors. Which I'm pretty sure is a made-up excuse. You didn't say that. You should have known. Now get out of here because you ruined my lawn. I'm not paying you. Wait, what? She walks into her house and slams the door. I go home and start to plan my revenge. Around the neighborhood I hear EP bragging about her perfect lawn. About a week later I stay up till 12 a.m. and I go to the compost pile behind my house and gather up all the weeds I tossed from my own garden. I go to EP's house and spend another hour kicking up her flowers, adding bug bait, and replanting the weeds in her yard. That morning was the morning of the competition. By the morning her garden had some bugs and looked like the house was abandoned. It was worth all the work to see EP's face in the morning. Imagine a toddler who just saw his favorite teddy bear get ripped to shreds. We didn't win the competition, but EP came in last and was humiliated. EP knew it was me and tried to get me in trouble, but I asked her if she had proof. I also told the whole neighborhood about the situation, so the other neighbors began to dislike her. EP never spoke to me again and eventually moved away, maybe because of the humiliation. Trust me, rich people care about lawns very much. Okay, so I like this one a lot. This kid's like, "Girl, you messed with the wrong 13-year-old. and proceeds to trash your flower beds whirlwind style. Now, if I was in that situation, I would go fun with Dick and Jane style and take a knife and cut out 100 patches of that front lawn, and maybe even proceed to throw them on the roof or something like that. Or maybe even go as far as cast a landform change spell and turn that whole front yard into a filthy mud pit. Oh, and you know that mud would smell terrible. Alrighty, well, let's move on to the next one. Oh, wait, what's this? A lizard with a letter on its back? Oh yeah, this is some fan-made lore created by viewer Michael Johnson. So a big shout out to you, Michael. Thank you. Let's go ahead and read this. Another beautiful day for the land of mirth. And what better way to start a morn like this than with some cinderleaf tea? I'll just put a pot on while the sun rises.
Surprise, wizard. Your days of guarding this land are coming to an end today.
Hello, stranger. Do mind your manners, please. It's rude to yell when someone's just waking up. Would you like some tea? I was just about to prepare some.
What? No, I'm Radigan the Flare, and I'm here to kill you. With you out of the way. Hey, what the heck?
There we go. I asked you to mind your manners, but you didn't, so now you're tiny. Let's see how easily you can kill me like that. If you refuse to give up, I'll cast the noodle finger spell on you too.
Oh, you have got to be kidding me. Even my sword is tiny. Wait, that came out wrong. Plan B. Get him, boys. I said, get him, boys.
Multiple bandits stumble out of the woods, confused.
Boss, where are you?
Wow, watch it. You almost stepped on me. I said get him. Kill him for crying out loud. This is what I'm paying you for.
Boss? Get him, boys. Surround him.
I'll warn you now. You don't know what you're up against. Whimsy is extremely powerful in the right hands.
Right. Let's see what Whimsy can do to solid steel.
Suddenly, all the bandit swords turn into balloon swords.
Are you serious? Just punch him to death.
One bandit runs forward, but he is magically transformed into a slime at a flick of the wizard's wrist.
Forget it. Just run, guys. Keep your gold, boss.
Get back here, you cowards. Wait, where are you going? Take me with you. I'll never catch up with tiny legs.
If you swear to leave here and never come back to the valley, I just might remember how to turn you back, I think.
Not a chance. I'm expendable. You're just an obstacle for my master to take over this land, but not for long. Crucis, Feros, Inferni, Distros, Nectros.
Now, which tea was it that reversed shrinking? It must have been Toad's tear. Or was it bottled demon fart? No, those are for shape-shifting. It has to be somewhere in my recipe book. Ah! Radigan exploded in a great ball of fire, taking the wizard out with him, and so the land of mirth was defenseless against Radigan's mysterious master, at least for now. Somewhere in a void of magical energy. Even my essence is bruised. So that's what getting blown to bits feels like. Rather unpleasant, I must say. And quite the nasty trick. Fortunately, I planned for something like this. My most powerful protective spell, the Ward of Wonder. If I die like just now, my arcane energy simply stays in magic stasis until a new human comes around that can host my consciousness. Once I find a body, I can gather strength to cast a time portal and fix this buffoonery. Now I wait. Dum-de-dum-de-dum, floating in the void, 1500 years later, or something like that. Oh, what's this? A compatible human. Now to just pop in and... What was I going to do again? Make a tea volcano? Turn a toad into a griffin? Create a jello-breathing dragon? Ah yes, the time portal. I just have to make sure I don't act too strange in this host body. Can't have people getting curious. Hey sis, I'm thinking of starting a YouTube comedy channel. Any tips or tricks you'd be willing to share? Oh dear, this could be a while. And so begins a story of fun and weirdness. Who knows where or when it will end, if ever. That was an awesome story. I just had to share it with you guys. So thank you again, Michael Johnson, for your awesome work. I hope my voice acting was adequate enough for such an epic tale. However, this video is running a bit long, so I think I will end it here. Yes indeed, we witnessed some ProRevenge, and we also got the chance to witness a very creative viewer submission. Which, by the way, if you have anything you'd like to share with me, the email to send stuff to would be in the description. I really do enjoy submissions from you guys. And on that note, thank you guys so much for watching and spending some time with me, and as always, Don't forget your tea before you go.